My goal and dream really growing up was always to represent Canada. And 3x3 was a great avenue to do that.
Hi everyone, welcome to my 3x3 experience, and today I'm receiving again Steve Sir from Canada, part 2. Hi Steve.
Hey guys.
Today we are going to talk with 3x3 basketball experience. This interview will have 3 parts. Last week we talked about 5-on-5 players, and you can find how the part 1 in the description below the video. And the next week we're going to talk about his team, Mongolia Ulaanbaatar. So let's get started. So 3x3 basketball now, how did you get into 3x3 basketball?
Well, when I finished my 5-on-5 career, my last 5-on-5 experience was playing for the Milwaukee Bucks at the NBA Summer League. And that was about as positive an experience I could have for finishing 5-on-5. And 3x3 was something that we were participating in Edmonton. We were running a small tournament. So we were seeing the very beginning of the sport in our own city. We had a good Canadian team, Team Saskatoon at that time, and they had asked if I would be interested in playing with them. I wanted to continue to play basketball. I wasn't sure if 5-on-5 was going to be what I wanted to continue doing. So I said yes to playing with Team Saskatoon. I didn't really know what to expect. I was just looking forward to trying something new and a new challenge. And that season we played in a couple of Masters tournaments. That was in 2017. And I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. The sport was so new. It was a lot of new, exciting challenges. And the more I learned about it, the more I liked it. The more I wanted to be involved and the more I wanted to play it, the more I wanted to figure out ways to improve so that I could play more of it and be at more world tours. So that got me in. I played 2 seasons with Team Saskatoon, and then I formed my own team in 2019 called Team Edmonton. And then from there, I've been heavily involved in the sport. I played with my Canadian teams, and then this opportunity came up with Team Mongolia and Team Ulaanbaatar, and it's great. I've been involved since then, and it's been great ever since.
Yes, and what do you love in the 3x3 basketball?
A variety of things. I love the pace of the game. I love how fast it is. I love how dynamic it can be. I like to play quicker, even though I'm not a really quick guy. I like quick decisions. I like things happening fast on the court. But then when you move away from the sport, also off the court, I really love the community aspect of the sport. I love the relationships. As I mentioned in our previous interview, this sport is always changing. It's continuing to grow and evolve, and I can't think of a lot of other sports that will have new teams enter the sport season to season that can really change how things happen, where players move to different teams, new players are coming in with new teams that are all of a sudden a threat to win. And with that, there's new challenges that come with that all the time. You can never settle into, well, this team's good, this team's good, this team's good. It's just going to be the same as always. And I really like that because it means challenges, and it's exciting for the sport as well because it's never standing still. It's always moving forward and it's always evolving. And I really love that about it. It's a great challenge year in and year out.
And how was your Canada national team experience?
My goal and dream really growing up was always to represent Canada. And 3x3 was a great avenue to do that because it was also a lot of firsts for our team and for our country. Being able to play at the World Cup for 3x3 and being able to play at the first ever Olympic qualifying tournament representing Canada and wear the maple leaf was an honor. So the good memories that I take from that and the teammates that I had that I got to share that with are very positive things because it was a lifelong dream to do that. I grew up idolizing guys that played for their national teams, specifically a guy like Steve Nash. He was our hero in Canada for basketball because he broke so many barriers and did so many things for the first time. But there were other players as well that I admired, like Jay Triano and Eli Pasquale, who were strong national team players that played for Canada. So for me, it was a lifelong goal, and I'm grateful I had a chance to do it.
Okay, perfect. What missed you on 5-on-5 basketball?
I miss crowds when you play at home or when you play on the road. I miss rivalry games. The feeling of going into a gym where you have the full support is great, or the feeling of going into a gym where you know the other fans want you to 100% lose is a special part of the sport, and I miss that. I really miss that part of going on the road and playing in maybe a loud gym, or being at home and knowing you have a big game to play in front of your fans. That's probably the main thing that I miss.
And the last question, what is your goal for this year? Swexu basketball.
Well, this year was a lot of firsts for Mongolia and for Team Ulaanbaatar. We had ambitious goals at the beginning of the year. We wanted to finish in the top 8 in the world ranking on World Tour, and we wanted to be the top team in Asia. And heading into the year, if I'm not mistaken, I think we were ranked 21st or 22nd. So we knew coming in, like, this is going to be a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of focus and energy and commitment to the group, which is 100% the reason that I wanted to sign up, because the only people that believed we were going to do it was us. And we did. We finished in the top 8. First time ever a team in Asia's done that. And we finished as the top team in Asia. And, I'm not a cocky guy, but that's not even close, in my opinion. We're the top team in Asia. And there's a lot of pride that all of us took in that, because it was a big objective at the beginning of the season. And we're the ones that are only really going to know what went into that, how much work went into it, how much effort, how much support, how much travel. It was a lot of sacrifice from a lot of people. So 2022 was a big year of firsts for us. So now looking at 2023, one, we want to maintain what we've established. That's very important. We can't take a step back. And two, we want to try and push it forward. And we know pushing it forward means that we're going to have to be among the best teams in the world. And we're going to have to find ways to compete and beat them. And that's an exciting challenge, but it's a big challenge. And it's going to get into being a game of inches, because we know Ub and Riga and Vienna, Antwerp and Amsterdam, they're great teams, phenomenal teams. And for us to be there was the first step. Now the second step is, can we compete and beat them on a regular basis? So the goal is to continue to move forward. The goal is to continue to have the ambition to grow basketball in Mongolia, to excite the youth, to help them feel like this is something they want to do and grow the profile of the sport. And then the last big goal is to try and win a Masters. That's the biggest goal. And I think that's the best goal that we can come up with, is can we win the biggest event in 3x3, because no team in Asia has won a Masters. And I think those are the reasons you still play the sport, is you have to find those exciting challenges in order to keep you going to the gym, keep you excited, keep you focused, keep it energetic. And luckily we have a group, I think, that's committed to doing that. So those are our goals. Hopefully we can get it done.
And are you playing yet?
Yeah, I think I will. It was too much fun this year. And for me, this was probably my best season individually, but more important than that was we had a wonderful group, like just a wonderful group of special people. Our chemistry was good. There's things, of course, we can get better at, but we're going to get better at them. But we took some big steps forward this year, and now the next stuff is when it's going to get really, really difficult and challenging. And that's what I like in basketball. When it's easy, anyone can do it. And when it's easy, anyone can be happy and smile and be positive. But when it gets hard, is when it's really, I think, revealing of how dedicated you are to the sport. And when it gets difficult is when it really shows who wants to be here and who doesn't. And it's about to get really challenging, and that makes me excited. It makes me excited for myself of, can I do this at 40 years old? But more than anything, it makes me excited for the team that I'm with and the group that I work with, is can we do it? Because I believe we can do it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Steve, for sharing your 3x3 experience. Thank you for following us. And the next week, Steve is going to talk about his Ulaanbaatar team. Take care. Bye bye. See you next week.